It's called Symfony.contractors. Symfony is PHP framework which is pretty popular, and it became popular for quite some time. Probably 3 years it was almost unbeatable. And contractors is synonym of freelancers, so people who can do a job for job remotely for some time, like fixed allocated job. So you don't need them full time, but you hire them as contractors. The site is intended to be helpful for both people who are looking for contractors and for people who are working as contractors. There are several sites which I have been using myself since 2004. Rent-a-coder, freelance, and so on. So in 2004 I made my first website, which was first Russian-speaking Elance competitor, which is called razrabotka.com. It is still alive, and there are 6 or maybe 9,000 of emails and users. Site is almost dead, no activity, no moderation, nothing, but it's still more or less relevant users, some of them. So Symfony Contractors, as I say, is intended to be helpful for recruiters as well. When I was working as a web developer and I was specializing in PHP and Symfony, I got spammed constantly by recruiters asking if I want to join this company or no. So in most situations I said no, but then I was thinking like, okay, no for me, but I know at least 2 friends of mine who are willing to get this job or at least consider it. So after some time I figured out that it will not be a bad idea to just make it and concentrate just on serving their needs. So you are looking for Symfony contractors, here you go. So you have, essentially what you have is a list of profiles with filterable criteria.
You collect the data about these guys, and then you have 2,000 people in your database, let's say, and these people are not really promoting themselves, right?
They are promoting.
I mean, they're not promoting on your website.
No, but they specify that they're hireable equal true.
And that's it.
Yeah, which is like small checkbox in profile. Maybe it's not valid.
So my question is, what's the difference between this and Stack Overflow Career, for example, where I also can find by Symfony keyword?
There you can search just by Symfony keywords, type of employment, telecommute, yes or no, and that's it. My extending is that I'm able to figure out, since I already know that you have GitHub profile, I go deeper and I know about which GitHub projects you contributed, packages you wrote. Extending a little bit in this degree, I can go to Ruby Gems API and figure out which Ruby gems you owned or you created.
But all this information is available on Stack Overflow Career. Well, in my profile at least. I also can say exactly the same thing over there. So I can say my GitHub projects, the best projects are these, and these. My Ruby gems are these. So I can provide this information.
Yeah, you can search. You can provide this information. There is certain type of information which is not how to say easier discoverable. Just an example that Ruby gems you have to copy paste, you have to write. There is, I guess, there is no way to import them, right? So you cannot like authorize with Ruby gems OAuth and it will propose you to import it. What I want to do is that I know your email address from GitHub, and this is a key information for me to search into many different places. So if I know your email address, then I can most likely figure out your different accounts. Quite most likely AngelList. If AngelList is knows about your email address, then it will give me some like private related, like Facebook and so on, but also LinkedIn and Dribble is not related to developers.
And you're planning to stay focused on Symfony.
I start with it.
You start with it.
Yeah.
And what's the plan? What's the big plan?
The big plan is to to make platform which can consume, let's say, profile fields, profile fields like which factor on your profile should be searchable, like Maven projects, Ruby projects, and so on, where you participated. Just for PHP, as I said, I know about 20 of them. I know that it's far from perfect.
So no, it's not far. I mean, you're starting something interesting, but I see a number of problems. The first problem is that you're starting with just Symfony, just PHP. It's kind of a well, you're limiting yourself too much. I would suggest to think about starting for the whole market from the beginning.
Now, people are not searching for, let's say, PHP developers. People are very often searching for. I mean, we have this framework.
PHP Symfony. Yeah?
We have this framework. Please find developers with this specific.
That's right. Yeah, but they're at the same time they're searching for Java Spring framework.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's better to create a database on the website for the whole market, like Java, PHP, everything, all the technologies, and then organize them internally. Because if you focus on Symfony, on PHP, there's a high chance for me, I'm looking at your product from the side, as an investor, so it's a very high chance that you will limit yourself to Symfony and you will design everything for Symfony and PHP. And then in the future, when I mean internally, your software, your database will be configured to work with one technology, with one product, with one. I mean,
no,
one.
It's not like this.
Maybe not, but I don't know about that.
Agnostic.
But maybe,
like
yeah. But I've seen many situations where people just doing something for something really small, and then when they're trying to grow for the whole market, they can't because everything is specifically configured to be exactly for Symfony, for example. Yeah. Like I'm saying, inside your code, you will hard code the Symfony keyword somewhere here, and then when it's time to move to Java, you will say, hey, I need another 3 months to redesign my whole database and move to Java.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem. So it's better to start for the whole market, and even it's going to be small, like you will have a few hundred programmers in Java, a few hundred programmers in PHP. But I would suggest to start to cover the whole market. That's small problem. Another problem is that you don't know exactly what the product is. I mean, what exactly are you offering? So you should think about it more specifically, not just say what you have now. You understand the need probably because people contact you as recruiters, and you understand that for them it would be easier to do a little bit different something, but you don't know exactly what. But it's good that you feel the pain of these recruiters and the pain of programmers like yourself. So you're trying to connect them, but you don't have a solution.
Not yet.
Yeah, you need to have it. Yeah, before you ask for the money, because it's not good for me to pay for research. You will think for my money. I mean, you'll spend my money, you'll think about it, then you'll come back for another piece of money. So it's better you focus yourself. You don't try to make it big. Don't try to cover all the needs and resolve all the pains. No, don't do that. So just one specific problem. Let's say, like I told you, maybe for the recruiter or for me, that would be good to look at the database and find who are the best 5 programmers on PHP Symfony in the world. And if you can give me that information, that would be awesome. Another idea maybe is that for another idea, I'm not really sure about it, but maybe you can build this database of everybody, and then I can come in and I say, I don't know, but in that case you're competing with the Upwork and other freelance websites. When I can come in as a person with the project and say, I have a project, I have money, who is interested? But in this case it's exactly the same as Upwork. So what's the difference? Upwork is a multi-million-dollar company, and how are you gonna?
Yeah, if possible, to make Upwork less slower and less buggy.
If you want to build something better than Upwork, then try it. But in Upwork, the key thing, as far as I understand, in their business is not the website. It's not this, mechanisms of finding people, because they're not so difficult. The most important part is money. So they are able to transfer money from America to Bangladesh or whatever, and they know how to do it. They have a lot of, this financial department is the core element of their business. It's not the software. Software is just a PHP website, which you know how it works. It's quite slow. It's full of bugs, but it's not the problem. The thing why they're so big in the market now is because they can transfer money effectively.
Yeah.
Left and right, they can collect money properly from customers, mostly from America and Europe, and then they can distribute that money over many countries, and they know how to resolve these problems, which you probably don't want to do. I mean, that's a completely different business. You yourself, just one programmer, you don't want to be that. Yeah, you don't want to deal with money. Yeah, so you want to build something which will allow people to search for programmers better. In that case, and you like the automation, so in that case, I would suggest to go the first direction. Just try to build some information about programmers. It's a good idea to collect as many numbers as you can about programmers, put them somehow together, and create a rating of programmers or some algorithm which will say this guy is better than that one, according to your algorithm. It doesn't mean that he's really bad or she, but it means that you think that this person is number one. Maybe it's going to be completely wrong information, but there's going to be some information for recruiters, I'm not saying they will trust your information, but they will use your information somehow.
Yeah, right.
They will at least look and say, you know what, we don't want people who stay at the bottom of the list. We want people who stay at top 50.
Yeah.
And before you go for the money, before you ask for the investment, you should really put something on the market, because otherwise, even if you would
It
bring
is already on the market.
yeah, I mean, there's numbers, there's algorithms. So you should come to me saying that, hey, we build it, the algorithm works, and we have the million users in the database, million records in the database, and it's on the market, and people looking at it, and then we need money to do something, to do the next step. But if you don't have the product, it's too early. No investor would give you the money. I think so.